Hello, everybody! Welcome back to another episode of Geeks and Degenerates. This is the culmination of our Marvel week, and we're ending with a Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Wow,
Oh.
this movie truly is something else. Wouldn't you say?
So, yeah, okay. I'm gonna get this out of the way. So we can just focus on the movie. So I'm pretty sure it's been a while since people have gone to the movies. For sure, it's been 3 years. For sure, majority of you had strict parents and were like, "You can't go to the movies yet. There's a thing killing people out there. It's called Corona." And I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? That's fine." But I get it. You guys haven't been to the theaters in a while. But proper theater etiquette should not fly out the window. Me and Enzo watched this yesterday at a certain cinema. I will not give out the name for legal reasons, just in case. But there were two girls at the back enjoying the movie a little too much. Just a little too much. I get it. Well, I'm glad they're having fun with it. But they kind of felt like I'm pretty sure to them it kind of felt like they were the only ones in the theater. When the entire theater was so packed. Somebody sneezing from here to there, somebody rustling towards their popcorn. Fine. But if you're enjoying the movie, please understand you're not the only ones watching in that theater. And to the asshole who fucking pulled my chair just to go to the CR, fuck you. I swear to God, do not use my chair as support for you to get up. God, I would. Sorry. Anyway, to the movie.
Yeah, I understand, and it's been a while since we've all seen a Marvel movie in the theater, but be considerate. The theater is not your home.
Yeah, it's not your playground. Be considerate to your fellow moviegoers.
Yeah. Anyway, rant over. Yeah, we're on record saying that we liked the last one.
Yes. For me, it was maybe in my top 3 Marvel movies. Top 5. I'll give it top 5 Marvel.
Yeah. And so expectations going to this were high, especially since we learned that Sam Raimi was directing this. Like, oh shit, the guy who did Spider-Man 1 and 2. Yeah, he did 3, but like at the same time. The first two were amazing, for lack of a better term.
And he also directed the last Spider-Man movie, No Way Home, and that was,
No, he didn't.
Sam Raimi?
No, it was that's the other guy who did the other Tom Holland movies. Yeah.
Oh, then.
So a quick Google search later seems that I'm right. Anyway, yeah, John Watts directed the last movie, but Sam Raimi is an amazing director. We all know that from The Evil Dead as well, and Drag Me to Hell. So, and the fact that he is a big comic book fan just brings up the excitement. And we're like, alright, let's see what he does with Doctor Strange, since he is rooted in horror. And needless to say, this one paid off. There's some gripes I have here and there, but like overall, I did like the movie.
Yeah, I don't want to consider them as nitpicks because nitpicks don't count. I will say it did affect my immersion with the movie from here to there with those negatives. But we'll get to it later.
Yeah. But yeah, we first start with Defender Strange running with America Chavez, and we're like, that's not our Doctor Strange.
Yeah, it's not. He has a ponytail and he has a new suit. And I don't know a lot about Doctor Strange, so do correct us if we get something wrong. But this one's a little bit more of an asshole and was willing to sacrifice America Chavez to get the book, which I get. It is the hard decision that these guys have to make to make sure this threat doesn't, destroy us all. But at the same time, yeah, you can tell that as they said throughout this movie, like he was the one holding the knife. He was the only one making the decisions without anybody else's consent, kind of deal, which is a little too scary.
Yeah. And then he dies, and America Chavez goes to our universe, and then we cut to Doctor Strange waking up, and then him going to Christine's wedding, and he confront the doctor from the former movies like confronts him like, "Hey, you sure you made the right call? Cause I lost my cats and brother. Like, it's the only play to make." And he's like, "Yeah, but at the same time, you may be a superhero, but you didn't win the girl." And you see, it's Christine's wedding.
Yeah, that was so hard to watch for anybody who was like just because y'all been there, all you boys who tried to be strong in there, saying, "I'm happy, don't worry, I'm happy seeing you happy." But we all know we're hurting. We all know we're hurting. And like even for Christine, where he asked her, you know, I still do love you," and he's trying to redeem himself in a way for Christine, but Christine just says like we would never worked out. It's strange. It's such a mystery to him why she would say it. I love the reaction to everybody when they found out whose wedding it was, and I was like, "Yo, y'all didn't see this a mile away."
But we soon get that Sam Raimi transition of civilian to Doctor Strange, and then him rescuing America Chavez from this big octopus thing. And again, like watching the editing of this movie, I'm like, "Yep, that's Sam Raimi."
Yeah, where he changes. It was very Spider-Man.
Yeah. And then Wong helps out kill this octopus thing where he plucks his eyeballs out. Like, that's new.
Right? And I remember hearing a kid at the background went, "Ew!" I was like, after seeing that scene, I was like, "Oh no." But I was like, "Oh shit, Sam Raimi might go full ape shit with this one." Or maybe it's just for this scene, since we dehumanized this octopus thing. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you can do whatever you want to it, it's just an octopus with one eye. So you're like, yeah, you could kill it in any way you like. And then we get to the other stuff later on, and we're like, Sam Raimi,
Jesus
the
Christ.
man's out for my own heart. All right.
And then they notice these hacks, and then Wong's like, "This is not sorcery, this is witchcraft." And Strange's like, "I might know a person who can help us." And then
Yeah.
cut to Wanda having a dream with her kids, and then the dream ends with her having no kids.
I'm so sorry. Me and Enzo were having this discussion like yesterday after we watched the movie, where everybody, even Enzo, was like, "Aw," and me out loud went, "Ah!" It's a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing, I'll admit. But I love this scene so much because you thought like they showed us nothing in the trailers. Absolutely nothing. What the plot was, who was the villain. We thought Mordo was gonna be the villain.
Yeah.
And then we get this like scene where Wanda's just trying to live like a normal life. Like she has these what do you call it? Apple
Apples.
trees?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, Doctor Strange, even to him was like, "These smell real." I was like, "Oh no, I dropped the whole magic life. Just want to live a peaceful life. Put that all behind me. All the shit I did to that one little town. I'm sorry." And as they're walking, Doctor Strange is like, you know, I need your help. Because the other Avengers aren't going to help because, you know, it's just Hawkeye who doesn't do any magic and some bug-themed Avengers. And then Wanda goes, "Then you should have just brought America to me. And just get it over with." Doctor Strange just has this face like, "Wanda, you didn't say her name, did you?" "No, I did not." "Well, that's the hard thing. I can make things look real, but I can't lie to you." And she just turns it around, and we get this whole Evil Dead looking environment. I was like, "What? The trees were fake. The house is destroyed. Place is red."
Yeah, then she, as Doctor Strange, starts talking like the people they fight. Like, "I'm gonna do this for the greater good, because I want to get my children back, and I will stop at nothing to have happiness. Don't you want that?" And then he's like, "You know, I take back the lunchbox offer." And then she's like, "Bring America Chavez to me before sundown." And he's like, "What if we refuse?" And she's like, "Then the Scarlet Witch will come for you."
That was the scariest fucking like. I'm sorry. Look, okay, I will admit, me and Enzo had this discussion of like, who is the better sorcerer, or the better magic person, Wanda or Doctor Strange. I went with Doctor Strange, but after for the MCU, because we didn't really see Wanda all that yet, like this. But now seeing Wanda like this made me scared of Wanda.
Even Wong's like the Scarlet Witch is being a pure magican who can either destroy or help us, and I think she's coming to do the former.
Right. And you see Kamartaj just get every man that is available and defend this place. Something terrifying is on its way. And the introduction to the Scarlet Witch, like her coming into Kamartaj. You see the smoke, and then the smoke opens up and it's just darkness, and you see these two lights that like look like eyes, and we're like, what the fuck is that? Oh, it's just Wanda. Oh my god, it's Wanda! And like, I love this, how Sam Raimi directed this. Again, chef's kiss.
And then he tries to go negotiate, and she's like, there is a universe where you and Christine are happy together.
It's such a bitch slap Doctor Strange. He was like, oh, you bitch. We ain't standing down no more. Treaty over. Treaty over. Fuck.
And then she realizes she can't penetrate the shield from the outside, but she can manipulate their minds, and she does this thing where she appears behind one of them and goes, run.
And the magic guys started like sprinting out there, pushing other magic people, trying to keep the shield up. Dude, the transition to her coming out of his back like some horror movie was so good. I really thought that was the only time where Sam Raimi will throw his like horror movie expertise in. This man went all out with this movie. He made a superhero meant for kids into a fucking horror movie.
And then she just wrecks Kamartaj. Like, she slaughters a shit ton of people. Like, there's one person on the ground, she just obliterates them. Like, yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, this is the thing. People are, like, legit dying. Not like, oh no, he got speared and there's no blood. They're just like, oh. And they're just gone. Or probably there's no bodies. You just say that, oh, majority of Kamartaj was eliminated. But you don't show it. They showed it. They fucking showed it. You'll see, like, students in ash. Like, they look like something out of Pompeii from the Scarlet Witch. And I was like, this is so cool. And Enzo was just looking at me. He was like, what are your thoughts on this kind of direction that they're taking? And I just go.
And then strange things, he traps her, but she uses the reflectors, and at one point she comes out like the fucking ring. I'm like, oh fuck that.
No, it wasn't just that, man. Like, yeah, like he traps her in the mirror dimension, right? And she starts to manipulate the mirror dimension and start taking anybody from every reflection that she could get. Like, you'll see, remember that guy with like that one arm?
Yeah.
She just takes him from the ground and sinks him in. I'm like, that guy ain't coming back. Other people weren't coming back, and like, Doctor Strange is like, cover all reflections. She's using all the reflections to attack us. And they start covering them. But then, for some reason, America, stupid decision. Like, really? You really want to check if she's gonna come out of like a puddle with your reflection showing? Yes, she will. It's a reflection, you idiot.
Oh man, the creepy movement of Wanda. I'm like, stop it, please. I don't like this anymore.
Yeah. It was very Evil Dead, and I loved it.
And then she starts taking her powers, but that opens a portal to another universe, because that's America Chavez's powers, that she can transport from universe to universe, and Strange shaves her in time, and we go through a shit ton of other universes. One they're like 2D, one where they're paint, one where they see Mustafa. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was legit Mustafa. I missed it. I want to rewatch this movie and just catch everything I missed.
And Vader's just like, that's odd.
Yo, they for sure the animation team had fun with this, but for sure it took them a while
Yeah.
to like get all of this shots like nicely done. I was like, fuck, that was so good. It was so good, animation wise as well. It's like it was so good.
And then they go into this futuristic realm where they find that this Doctor Strange's universe's Doctor Strange died fighting Thanos, and then Mordo is now the Sorcerer Supreme,
Sorcerer's.
which I feel like Mordo wasn't really used that much. Like
No, he wasn't. He like I really thought that they were gonna utilize him a little bit more
yeah,
here.
like I was waiting for the big fight that they set up in one, but that never happens. Even Strange is like, yeah, he's been trying to kill me. I'm like, since when?
Yeah, they Strange mentioned like, hey, in my universe, my Mordo hates me. He never.
Yeah, he didn't say.
He said all. What was this?
Yeah, all he said was
What did he say again?
the bill comes due always. He didn't say I'm gonna fucking kill you next time.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, I guess maybe that's a way of threatening Strange, but Strange sounds like he has fought Mordo a couple of times already. But I'm like, I don't.
Yeah.
But I didn't. We didn't see it, which is very odd. Excuse me.
And then Charles Bush tries this technique because I forgot what it's called. Sleepwalking, dead walking, where you
Sleepwalker.
possess.
Sorry. What was it again? Dream walking.
Yeah,
Something like that.
or dead walking, something like that.
No, it's not dead walking.
Alright. And then you possess another person, another you in that universe. And she possesses another Wanda. And it is a creepy scene because you see her reflection. He whispers. I know what she
Oh
possesses.
yeah, like she looks at the coffee cup, and then it's just like waves. And I was like, this is so trippy. And then she like goes to the sink. She looks up through the like the window, and she sees the reflection of the Scarlet Witch. I was like, oh.
And then
Oh
she
yeah.
gets
By the
possessed,
way,
and then she goes. She gets possessed, and then you see Wanda just staring into the distance, and she just goes. Like, oh,
yeah,
what?
she looks like straight into the camera, and I go, me? And like, they also confirmed that like dreams are just other versions of you tapping into their subconsciousness.
Yeah, apparently there's a multiverse of me where I'm running from Thomas's train engine. Go figure.
Yeah.
Like,
And knowing the fact that like even Tony with his whole PTSD dreams,
yeah,
with like him not making it in one of his dreams, that was real, I guess.
yeah. But one of the sorcerers does get to destroy the book. That's why she loses connections with her kids, and we get that nice edited scene of like her losing her kids and then having them again and then losing her kids. And like, shit. And then she tries to torture Wong. He's like, I'll never tell you. And then she just takes up the surviving sorcerers and starts messing with them. He's like, nah. We have a copy. That was a copy. We have the original.
It's somewhere in a dumb sounding mountain name.
Yeah.
Yes, well, it might be comic accurate, but it has a stupid name.
And then they go there, but apparently no one has survived. But they're the only beings because they've been waiting for the Scarlet Witch. And then she throws Purwong off a mountain. Like, I guess he's dead.
Yeah.
And we cut back.
We kind of like skipped on. We get a scene with like her kids, and this was the one that kind of threw us off. Was these are? I'm not blaming the kids here. These kids were in the WandaVision show. These kids were great, but I'm guessing Sam Raimi doesn't know how to direct kids.
I guess not.
Because these kids were very off.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's like one of my complaints about this movie is that when they focused on the kids and like Wanda as a mom in general, it was very cartoony, very very weird.
Yeah, very over the top too.
Yeah.
I also miss that fact that Mordo spiked Stranger's tea and then they fall unconscious and then they wake up and then Stranger's like, "What are you? Some average paid scientist?" And then she turns around and it's Christine. You're like, "Oh, okay, this is awkward."
Right, right. Having this whole like this is the entire thing with Strange was like he's trying to move on, not really move on, but like he's clinging on to the fact that there's a possibility me and Christine could have been a thing. And he gets this other Christine who is actually like the lead scientist in this universe's Avengers, which is the Illuminati. And they have like Ultron bodyguards, which are kind of cool. And like little did we know, like they started hinting at the fact that like, oh, the reason why we're keeping you here, sure, there are diseases that from your dimension that you could bring here, but the main thing why we're keeping you here is because you are dangerous.
Yeah.
You are one of the most dangerous people in this world.
In the multiverse.
I'm sorry, in the multiverse. Yeah.
He stands in the trial, and who are his judges? It's Mordo, it's Captain Carter from What If, it's Black Bolt, yeah. Lysana Lynch as Captain Marvel, who's, well, her name in the movie was Monica Rambeau, right?
Yeah.
And the second to last is the smartest man in the universe, which is Reed Richards, played by John Krasinski. Like, the moment he appeared, you and I go, whoa, fuck!
The entire time we're like, alright, Black Bolt, I don't know who you are. Sorry, fake Marvel fan. But, like, I was like, oh shit! Everybody went crazy for... Like, all the girls went crazy for Captain London. And it was like, oh yeah, it's Peggy Carter as Captain America. Which is really cool.
Yeah.
Seeing her in action, pretty cool. And then we see, the alternate version of Miss Marvel, or Captain Marvel. But seeing Reed Richards come out as played as Jim Halpert from The Office, I was like, me and Enzo were like, oh fuck! Everybody, all of the guys were like, oh shit! They committed to the fan casting.
Because one is they committed to the fan casting, and two, it's like, oh my god, we finally get the Fantastic Four.
Your voice cracked.
Sorry, I know, but like,
yeah,
after years
I'm
of
sorry.
like, every time we get the Fantastic Four, it's a bad movie, and now we have a decent movie, a good movie with a member for the Fantastic Four.
And dude, John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic sold it to me. I was like, this man is the next Tony Stark. Sure, you have Spider-Man, but later on in Phase 4, if they start showing the Fantastic Four, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it. And I was like, oh my god, this is so good.
Just the way he delivers the lines, you're like, I buy you as Mr. Fantastic.
Same here. Sure, then we get Professor X, and then we see him in the original, like, X-Men wheelchair. And I was like, yeah, they start playing the theme. I was like, woo! Okay, yeah, I knew you were coming because of the trailer. John Krasinski is the one I was like, ah!
Like, oh, fuck.
That's the one I was like on the oh, fuck moment.
That's why when Professor X rolls around, we're like, ah, cool.
Yeah, all that's missing is the white Iron Man and Black Panther.
Yeah.
From the Illuminati. So I'm like, this is actually legit cool. I'm fine with this. It's fine. I wish it was Tom Cruise as Iron Man. That would be sick.
And then they were like, Patrick Stewart's like, Professor X is like, we should tell him the truth that this World Strange didn't die fighting Thanos, but he caused an incursion which killed a universe. So we basically sentenced him to death. And you see the flashback, and you see the sword of Thanos through him, and you see the team of Professor X, Captain Carter, Captain Marvel, Black Bolt, and Reed Richards. Are like, how the fuck did you beat him, though?
I'm guessing was this Captain Marvel and Peggy Carter probably did majority of the work.
Yeah.
Reed Richards could have made a machine to do something, and I would say Professor X is pretty much the Mantis on steroids, and he doesn't need to touch his head.
Yeah. But the last threat was Doctor Strange, and Professor X says, "I'm sorry, my friend, I'll miss you." And then I like the detail of Black Bolt just saying, "I'm sorry," but it's echoed in his voice, and his voice can kill. If you didn't know, that's his power. That he has a very dangerous voice.
Yeah, like, and like I love the like, hey, why can't he introduce himself? Why do you have to do it for him? And you're like, even Reed Richards was like, you do not want him to say anything right now.
Like even just a hello could kill you.
Wait, what did you say?
Hello.
Oh yeah, that is Black Bolt's power, and I find that really cool. He's probably one of the most OP characters in that universe.
Yeah, and then they hear the alarm before they can sentence Strange. And you see,
I love Doctor Strange and like come back to Reed Richards where like, all right, was this the building has been breached? And Doctor Strange is like, yeah, no shit, smart ass. I'm like, man, uncalled for being an asshole, but like that was funny.
and you see Wanda slaughtering all these Ultrons. She's like, "You killed my brother too."
Yeah, she's having this Luke
Yeah.
at the end of Mandalorian moment as they're looking through the CCTV. And you know how terrifying it was because they're like, before Doctor Strange met the Illuminati, he told Rachel McAdams, I forgot her name, Christine, to keep the kids safe, keep her away from Wanda. And you see Christine just like trying to open the door with like a fire extinguisher, trying to unlock it. Wanda's like fucking up the machinery. No, the electronics. And like you see just flame at the background, and you see Ultron sprinting into the flame, and you're just like, you brave soul. And you know his end is coming.
Speaking
and you
of
see this,
their ends, the Illuminati tried to stop it. Well, those who can really throw a punch, or kind of, like Reed Richards, like, Wanda, I understand, I have kids of my own, and she's like, do they have a mother? He's like, yeah. Well, at least someone will be there to raise them. It's like, by the way, for Genius, he gave away their big weapons. Like, by the way, Black Bolt can destroy you with his mouth. And she's like, what mouth?
Dude, this was the moment. This was a fucking moment. I love the start of this because Reed Richards, in character, always chooses diplomacy over action, which I really like. He was trying to calm Wanda down, and he was like, hey, this is probably the wrong thing you're doing. And then she threatens his family. Or not really threatens his family, but as in, like, she kind of, does that thing.
Yeah,
where she's like, somebody can raise them.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it made Reed Richards be like, alright, take care of her. And then she goes, what mouth? Black Bolt does not have a mouth anymore, and he tries screaming, and it blows up his head from the inside. I was like,
bloodshot eyes, and you hear the quick of his stomach.
Like you see his head like cave in.
Yeah.
I was like, well, there goes your ace in the hole. And this entire time it was just a massacre. You see Reed Richards being pulled apart as they get to his head, and she just blows up his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reed Richards dies in this one.
Well, like, what was your plan after you grabbed her? Excuse you?
Yeah, and Peggy Carter, not gonna lie, she legit felt like Captain America. Steve Rogers, in a way. Like, she went toe-to-toe with this person.
I do love the shot when it's silent and you see Peggy Carter running around Wanda, and then you see the shield come at her.
Oh yeah, I like that. The fact that, like, Peggy Carter is, like, has those skills from Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I can do this all day.
Yeah, she does I can do this all day. Sadly, she can't, because Wanda throws the shield right through her.
That's a Darth Maul.
And I was like, oh my god.
You don't see it, you just see the aftermath of the shield, right? Yeah, it went through her guts.
Yeah, she was cut in half.
Yeah.
And for one of the strongest Avengers, I would say, Captain Marvel has this statue dropped on her directly. Like, mid-fall, Wanda controlled the fall of the statue and made sure it went directly at Captain Marvel.
If you ever wondered who was the strongest Avenger between Captain Marvel and Scarlet Witch, now you know.
Now you know. It is... She took out the entire Avengers of that world. And, like, who was left? It was Mordo and Professor X.
Yeah, I do like the fact that Charles is trying to, like, we can trust him. He's like, how do you know? He's a Doctor Strange. He's like, just because someone's lost or loses their way doesn't mean they're lost. I'm like, motherfucker, that's the same thing he said to James McAvoy.
Yeah, I love that. When you pointed that out, he was in the theaters, like, he said the thing. I was like, what was the thing? And he explained it. I was like, yep, these were great. Excuse me. These were amazing lines like that they pulled from Fox into here. And I was like, very nice, very nice. I like that.
But Professor X is the last line of defense. It's like, wait, and he tries to go in her mind, and he sees Wanda in the rubble.
Yeah,
Sokovia.
the Wanda of this universe trapped in the rubble that represented what was it called again? Sokovia?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you see the red mist coming through, and you see Wanda disappear into the dark, and you see, and then silence for a couple of seconds, and then you see Scarlet Witch just grab him and break his neck.
Yeah, she breaks his neck in her mind that was so strong that it broke his neck in real life.
Like,
And I was like,
well, it's better than having three claws popped into you, I guess.
yeah, and Enzo mentioned this to me, and I like they started animating Doctor was this Professor X using his mind powers with like the sound waves or brain wave looking shit. That was really great.
Uh, and then the strange stamps are like, those face chicken is like, you're just jealous. Because you want to be such a
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah.
And then Mordo's like, you know what, I cast my vote. And attacks Strange, and they have this fight, and then it's fine.
Well, they didn't have powers.
Yeah.
So I kind of
And then again, there's no like build up, so because it's not his Mordo, it's just like some average guy, like, I'm from another universe.
who was very plastic with this Strange.
Yeah. And then by the end, he's like, I can see why he hates you.
Yeah, and like you gotta love that like Christine and America were finally escaped because they had enough time to well, from the sacrifice of the Illuminati, they had enough time to escape. They see like the shadow coming in. I was like, again, very Evil Dead. Coming closer and closer, and they're just like, oh fuck. And it's Doctor Strange. I was like, oh thank God.
But then we have the trains of them in the sewers being chased by the Scarlet Witch, where she is blood soaked and she has a hobble.
Oh yeah, she's again Evil Dead. Very narrow corridor, and Doctor Strange. I don't know why he wasn't using his magic to fight off, like to block it. But like, you see Christine like closing all of the, what was it like, floodgates?
Yeah.
Yeah, like she's closing all the floodgates because they're underneath like a lake. And you just see Wanda just hobbling like a fucking zombie. And she's like breaking all of the floodgates with her own magic. I was like, oh my god, this is terrifying. What this movie has in common with Winter Soldier is that, sorry if I'm going on a tangent, Winter Soldier felt like a spy movie. If you showed this to anybody else and you told them that this is just a regular spy movie, not a superhero movie, they would believe it. With this felt like a horror movie disguised as a superhero movie. And like, if you told somebody like, hey, this is not part of the Marvel universe, dude, like they would believe you.
This is some weird guy as a wizard and being chased by a witch.
Yeah.
Then
They made you feel helpless when you're in a world full of superheroes.
And then the last barrier drops and she doesn't break that one, but you're like, why aren't you running though?
Yeah. I mean, no, I get it, because the floodgate at the back was closed already. So I'm guessing it was a dead end, so they were just kind of waiting. And she comes out of the shadow, like, all like, insidious conjuring fucking moments. I was like, America had the best reaction, where she kind of screamed like the same way we did.
Like, ah! Well, this is when the people in the back really irritated me. Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no, I kind of get why they screamed.
I get the scream.
They kept emphasizing on it. Yeah. Like, they kept saying, like, oh, when she came out of the shadows, it was so scary. I'm like, yo, we get it. It happened a few seconds ago.
But they ultimately reach this Rose Book of Vashanti. And unfortunately, they're too late because Scarlet Witch gets a hold of America Chavez, and then she burns that book, and then she makes Travis open up another portal to a dead universe and sends Christine and Doctor Strange there, and then she takes America Chavez to the Marvel world, where she can sacrifice her for her kids.
Yeah. And oh god, like once they got to like the dead world, you see this Christine with redder hair and this Strange bonding, and like you kind of see that it could still work.
Yeah.
Like they're discussing like, well, what was your strange like? And and I love this scene. Like seeing them finally bond, even though his Christine's gone romantically,
And
and yeah,
this is also where you get the other Doctor Strange, the one where in the trailers at least he goes, "Thanks your stuff," and
which we never got the line of, which was a disappointment to me because that was a really good line.
yeah,
And uh, and they kind of you see the backstory on Doctor Strange where he actually had a sister who fell into a lake that was frozen, and
he could have said,
he couldn't save her, and that's how they proved to each other that we're both Doctor Stranges.
yeah. And
But the thing is, with this Doctor Strange, he already has the version of this book on him, and he's already corrupted by it.
and he's like, "How about this book for your Christine?" He's like, "I don't think so." And they had this fight, and well, man, I like
Yeah.
the number.
Yeah, no. This was the thing, though. Remember when Wanda said there are other universes where you and Christine are together? And this Doctor Strange was like, I tried going to other universes. This is why this universe had an incursion, because I was trying to get another Christine. Because all the other Stranges are the same. We never get the girl. So Wanda pretty much lied to him. And you see that there is no hope for Doctor Strange when it comes to with Christine.
Chris,
And
Puta.
sorry, which was like a very heartbreaking moment.
Yeah.
Like this Doctor Strange is very obsessed with getting another Christine, the bad one, while this one is just wants to go home. And yeah, they get the notes fight, which was cool, slow mo stuff, but in my opinion, kind of went off theme.
What do
Like,
you mean?
I don't know, it didn't feel. It didn't feel like it fit the theme of where they were and who he's fighting.
Okay.
Like, it's a good fight. I love the effects, but at the same time, I was like, this is very off.
I guess
This fight this doesn't fit the atmosphere that they're in.
I guess they're gonna outdo themselves with the whole Doctor Strange versus Thanos thing, where Strange would cast a spell and then Thanos would just break it with the Infinity Gauntlet. It's like we can do ourselves, and I like it at least. But you say it doesn't.
Yeah, for me, Enzo liked it. For me, it's not bad, but it just didn't fit the theme of the situation.
Yeah.
And yeah, Doctor Strange wins and like tosses this Doctor Strange out of the window.
Yeah.
You gotta love that line, where he was like, Doctor Strange went to other universes and killed those Doctor Stranges, but like how he said it was, do you have those dreams where somebody just pushes you off a building and you think you almost died? And he was like, yeah, that was me. And I was like, whoa.
Damn.
And it was kind of poetic because he tosses this Strange out of a building and falls into a spike fence. And I love Christine. She was like, is this my Strange now? Okay, thank God.
And then he does the thing. What's it called again? Dead walking. Dream walking.
Dreamwalk.
And then he possesses Defender Strange, and that's where we get Zombie Strange. And he's like, by the way, Christine, can you guard me against the evil dead skeletons? Because that happens. And you pointed like, oh my god, Sam Raimi brought the Evil Dead back for a split second.
It's not. It wasn't just that. All throughout the movie, he was bringing back the Evil Dead. Like, yeah, as you saw, Doctor Strange, dead Doctor Strange, the Defender Doctor Strange, comes out of the grave, like how in the Evil Dead, how they did that, and the close-ups, them zooming into the face, when Scarlet Witch was stalking this universe's Wanda. It was again very Evil Dead, where it like peeks out, but then like in the first god damn it, first person view.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I loved it because one, Evil Dead is one of my favorite movies, and Army of the Dead also as well. And two, I like horror movies, and this is way scarier than majority of the horror movies that are being shown today.
And then Christine gets to defend Strange as he's being dragged by the skeletons by using the thing where in the first Doctor Strange case he was like, you have no idea how to use that, dude. And then you see how it
Yeah.
works. Like, oh, that's what it does.
Yeah, you just need a candle to use it.
Yeah.
And
Like if only
and
Strange knew back then. You
and
didn't
like
have to
you know they
chuck it.
they showed Christine. They showed that Christine knew how to use it because she does dabble into
magic.
magic. Like it wasn't just normal person just randomly knew how to use this. No, she studied her things about it, and I was like, that's great.
Yeah. And then Undead Strange gets his cape and starts flying, and at the same time Wong is crawling up the side.
No, but like you know how like when Doctor Strange was like trying to control the zombie version of him, but like these skeleton ghost things are like in his face taunting him again. Very Evil Dead, and I loved it. And then he turns it into the cape, so his cape is pretty much like made out of skeletons and ghosts. I was like, I need the hot toys of this. I need it.
And then Wong sees it, like, I don't even know. No, thank you.
Yeah, he was like, I don't even want to know. Oh my god.
And then he tells America Chavez, because Wong's able to trap Shroud Witch for a while, like, you can use your powers, and it's a cliche I don't like. It's like, I can't use my powers. Oh wait, I have the ability all along. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Like, yeah, sure, through circumstances. Okay. Like, them saying, like, even though it's by accident, as you say, it's actually on purpose and it's destined to happen. But I feel like it's very cliche, as you said. Like, out of nowhere, she knew how to use her powers. I will deduct points for that.
Yeah.
Like, how I would put it is that she doesn't know how to, use it as she was fighting Wanda. But when she actually tried to think of a place, like, which is the house of that Wanda she possessed,
That's when it works.
that's when it worked. Like her, oh shit, this is my last chance. Hopefully it works. Does it? It works. Like that would have done better compared to her being like, yeah, I know how to control it.
Though the force punch she lands on Wanda gives her this look like, I'm like, oh wow, fuck, that is scary. And then she punches her first to Mustafa, and someone was like, Lord Vader, they're back. Come here, beings. And then she punches her to where the possessed Wanda is, and then she scares the kids. They're like, a witch! And then the other one is like, oh fuck, you're back!
Yeah. And again, kids were overselling it.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. I know that they're good actors. I've seen them play shit in WandaVision. I'm just guessing it's Sam Raimi on this one. They were overselling it. They were terrified of Wanda, and she was like, "No, I'll never hurt you. I'll never hurt anyone."
And then you see
that's when she
other
kind
Wanda unforgiving, my back.
Yeah. She was like, "I'm not a monster. I would never hurt anybody." She pauses there,
Yeah.
and she was like, "How many people have you killed, Wanda? You have been more of a threat than majority of the shit the Avengers had to go through."
It's like, you possess an entire town, strip them of their free will, make them do whatever you want for a month.
Dude, it's not just that. She went through other dimensions
Dude,
and nearly annihilated this dimension just to go to her kids.
And also, she killed the Illuminati. Oh fuck.
Yeah, she killed that Avengers.
I do like the moment where she kneels down and the other Wanda. As I try to comfort her. Like that's a cool.
I couldn't hear what she said.
Me too. I'm like, excuse me.
Yeah, it was a little bit inaudible.
Yeah.
If anybody knows, if y'all watched it already, leave it down in the comments below.
Yeah. But yeah, and then that convinces Wanda's like, I shouldn't do this, and then she's just like to borrow a joke from Jeremy John. She goes, I will not die a monster.
I will not die a monster. Yeah, she pretty much the entire temple is the manuscripts for this dark book. I forgot what you call it.
Again, very Evil Dead, a book.
Yeah, Necronomicon. Yeah. And I'm just surprised it didn't bite Doctor Strange's hand.
Right?
But yeah, yeah, we got that scene where she pretty much destroys the entire temple that had all the manuscripts written to the walls, so nobody else uses it. And you see her light kind of go out. I don't think she's dead though.
If I don't see a
If
body,
I don't see a body, she ain't dead.
I mean, that's why we know Vision's dead, because we did see his fucking body. Like, yeah, he's not getting up. He's Gunpla now. Uh,
Yeah, but like, we go back to Doctor Strange, and he was like, America's safe. She's on her way to pick us up."
I like
And-
the joke of Jeremy Johnson. Like, Doctor Strange is like, Christian's like, is America safe? And Jeremy Johnson's like, it really depends on who you ask.
I guess. Yeah. But like, yeah, you get this moment of him like saying, "I love you" to Christine, to this Christine. It's like this is the thing that he wanted to say all throughout all of the Christines of the universe.
It's not that I didn't care for your, I didn't care about your feelings as well. I said I was too afraid. I'm like, all right, damn.
And Christine pretty much just says, "You just have to face your fears." And you kind of look like a scene where they would kiss, but they don't. And I was like, I respect that.
Yeah. And then they go back. Well, this Strange goes back to the comic Dutch, and I guess the other Christine goes back to
What?
her room.
No, but like the thing is, they kind of hinted the fact that it could work out. Because she did say it might be worth it to create another incursion. Because she's saying that like, I want to be with you. And I was like, fuck! Ah! I don't know, I love the romance here. It's nice.
And
This
then
movie made me feel things.
And then after that, you learn that America Chavez is trained to be a wizard, too. And Doctor Strange finally bows to Wong, because you're supposed to do that to the Sorcerer Supreme out of respect, even if
Yeah.
you're not from a different land. You have to bow to Sorcerer Supreme.
You have a really hard time with the S, huh?
I know, Sorcerer Supreme. God damn it.
Sorcerer Supreme.
and
Don't
then-
make me do it.
And then he's walking out to his Sanctum Sanctorum, and then a very drag me to hell like something happens, and you see he has another eye, third eye. You're like, what the fuck? And then
I don't know. I don't know what's happening there. Yeah, and when he was walking out of the Sanctum Sanctorum, all in my head was raindrops were falling on my head. I was like, I thought it was gonna go down that route, but never mind.
sees
And-
police cars going across, and he just eats a hot dog.
Yeah, and you see, well, like the next end credits was for sure hints on the next Doctor Strange movie, or probably the Avengers movie.
Yeah, you
Where-
see Charlie
yeah.
Theron as I don't know who. I honestly don't know who she is.
We don't know who she is, but she opens the door to the Dark Universe, and I was
Yeah.
like, "What's happening?"
Yeah,
We also get a little bit of a cameo from, God, Ash from Evil Dead.
Bruce
I forgot his
Campbell.
name. Bruce
Yeah.
Campbell. Yeah,
because
We
Doctor
get a-
Strange left him punching himself.
yeah, and this is his way of saying it's over. Again, also another reference to Evil Dead, where Ash's hand was possessed, and he started punching himself in the face. Very funny.
Yeah, we reached the end. What would you rate this movie?
I would love this movie. I really do. The Doctor Strange movies have been good so far. Had a really amazing start, and the second movie's amazing as well. And I gotta say, what score did I give Doctor Strange? Like an 8 or a 9?
8.
I'm giving this one a 9. Solid 9. It could have gone to 10, but
No, I think
sadly...
he did give it a 9. He did give it a 9.
Okay, now I'm giving this one a 9.5 because I like this more than Doctor Strange 1. A 9.5 because I'm deducting points because of the kids overselling it. For sure, not the kids' fault, director or writing. And America Chavez with her, I know I'll use my power. It was too abrupt and it was too quick. And it was a little bit jarring for me. I wish they still kept it grounded instead of very, very superhero. Because, like, when she knew how to use her powers, you hear the orchestra. When I heard the orchestra, I rolled my eyes. I was like, oh, okay.
I'll also give it a 9. Like, my picks are complaints. It's like, for American Travis too, like, they don't really expound her backstory. Like, no, she lost her mom, so that's about it. Like, for a character of color, you didn't really give her backstory, that much backstory.
Yeah, but again, it's not her movie. I
That's
get
true.
why.
And I get more though, not being utilized that much, especially with such a good actor. Like, I wish he was better built up because all the momentum is lost when you're like, I'm not your Mordo. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Aside from that, it's a really good movie, and also I forgot to emphasize that this is Elizabeth Olsen's finest moment as Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, because this is her. Every time she was in a scene, she stole it from everyone else. She is the scene stealer of this movie.
Yeah, I'll give it that as well. She played the villain so well. Probably one of my favorite villains in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
She has topped Thanos in my opinion.
Damn.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, sure. Because her motivations were selfish and very, very narrow. And I was like, yeah, I like that. You don't have to be a complicated and deep character. Well, she is a very complicated and deep character. But I mean, like, your motivation doesn't have to be so complicated.
I mean, it's kind of deep. Like, if you had a chance to be happy, would you take it?
Yeah. And of course, the entire time we had the theme with Doctor Strange where people kept asking him, "Are you happy?" He would say yes.
Yeah.
And it kind of ties in. That's what gives Wanda and Doctor Strange that, like, parallel to each other.
Kind of like the same motivation, like the Mandarin. Like, Mandarin. I'm willing to wreak hell on this world just to see my wife again. Like, okay, it is selfish, but I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
It's not the Killmonger. Like, I will give weapons to every oppressed African American or person from Africa who's being oppressed, and we'll rise up and we'll overthrow this world. I understand too, but for Wanda and Mandarin, like, it's more smaller. But to risk the world, the multiverse for that, like, you need to be stopped.
Yeah. I will say also, amazing horror movie. I love this movie that it was a mix of a superhero movie and a horror movie.
Yeah, they really
Amazing.
let Sam Raimi loose on this one. Like, do whatever you want.
Please, Sam Raimi, be the next Russo brothers. Do it. Just fucking do it.
Oh man. But yeah, we have said everything we wanted to say about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. What do you guys think? Comment below. What do you think of John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic?
Alright, he's coming back. They confirmed that they're making a Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all the time we have for this video. Where can you find us? You can find us at facebook.com/Geeks and Degenerates. We after trailers, we also stream about our lives and video games. Individually, you can find me at YandOffice1995 on IG and Twitter. How about you?
You can find me at JomGOM on Instagram. It is my art account.
And yeah, please remember to stay safe, wear masks, social distance, and get vaccinated if you can. But yeah, that's all the time we have for this video. We'll see you on the next one. Oh, and the next week, we are covering a very famous video game company and their products. So it should be exciting. But yeah, bye.